just here. Oh, child, please get back from the fence. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo and Pine Brook Sanctuary. How are you? I hope you are all good. I am starting this video on pause because we've had a few of our babies grow up and the Amur leopard is currently fighting with its mum and dad, so I've paused it. I didn't want to go ahead and release any to the wild without everybody kind of here with me. And we've also had a few babies for our oryx and our Nile leechway, I believe, and another for the pea horse, and I think our red pandas have also grown up. So we've got a lot to do this episode, and I still haven't sorted out that wall, have I? A fair few things to be doing and getting on with this episode, so let's take a look, shall we? Right, the Amur leopard has grown up. I'm not entirely sure where they are, which one it is. Is it this one? Yes. Okay, so we have this one here grown up. Now, I'm hoping that the parents do get pregnant again. So I don't really know what to do. I don't know whether to keep this one in the trade centre for now. And then if the mum doesn't have any further offspring, then this one can be our backup. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to send the animal to the trade centre for now, and then we'll see how it goes. So that sorts that problem out. We also have a problem with our red pandas because they have grown up. Here we are. So these are all grown up as well. Our adults aren't doing too badly. So I'm just going to release those to the wild. Now, I think I'm going to release the Amur leopard as well, just because, and fingers crossed, we get another baby. It may turn out a terrible idea, but we're going to do it anyway. So those animals are sorted out. Everybody else, I think, is okay. What's wrong? Social, okay. Are you all right? Cleanliness? Okay, let's do the keeper then, and hopefully that will sort that out. Okay, so our giant otters are elderly. We may need to get another dad and another mum because I'm not entirely. We may have to do our homework on this one and to see which mother it came from. If it's this mother, then it's not too bad because unfortunately that mother will pass away. But if it's not and it's this mother, we may have to rethink and get some more males and females. But at the moment, they're not too bad. Yes, so we have Nile leechwees that are pregnant. And we've also got a baby, so that's fine. A pea horse as well, that is also expecting again. And we also have another pea horse as a baby. So we will go over and check out our oryx babies. Oh no, we did that in the last episode. It's our leechwee babies that we have, so we will go out and do that in a moment. We've also had a siamang grow up. So what we will do is send this one to the wild. Okay, and I think everybody else is okay. How's the staff getting on? Let's have a little look. Let's train all of them. Okay, they are all good as well. Our vet research is also completely finished, so that is great. Let's have a look on here a second and have a look at guest happiness, guest needs. Yeah, see, everyone's pretty much green. That's much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought everybody was going to be like red. Let's click on these. Wish I could have stayed longer to see the siamang. Okay, that's more on you than it is on us. You've obviously got somewhere else to be. What about these? Okay, so shrink for coffee. They're thirsty. Okay, now that is on us, so that's fine. What about these people over here? If I can click on anybody. Oh, balloon popped. Oh, I'm really sorry. Okay, I think it is just going to be primarily like the thirst. I need the toilet. Okay, there is a toilet right up there, sir, if you would just like to carry on walking up a little bit. Yeah, I think everybody else is just fine. I think everyone's a bit upset that they're leaving, which is really a nice problem to have for us. And everybody else is just a little bit thirsty. So nothing we cannot fix. This is our leechwees. Let's have a look. Oh, Oh, there's another baby over there. So we've got quite well, a couple of babies in here so far. Oh look, you can hear them. Yeah, so they are looking really good actually. So we have a little girl. And then this one over here is a little boy. Oh, excellent. So the dad definitely didn't wait around. Yeah, 1 and 2, perfect. We have our other little pea horse as well, just here. Oh, child, please get back from the fence. And you, my goodness, everybody's coming into the pea horse. Just don't touch anything whilst you're in here, all right? Oh dear, look, everyone's coming in. Okay, let's just pretend we can't see that from happening. Okay, so we've got a little bit of stressed animals, but that's okay because they're just eating their food. They tend to get a bit stressed when they're eating their food. Perfect. So everybody else is okay, animal-wise, and let's have a look. So we've got to upgrade our food qualities because we have finished all of our research. Oh, and we're going to have another Siamang baby. All kicking off this episode, which is great. Okay, so our rides that we put in last episode. So we have 3, Pine View West, Pine View North, and Pine View East is over there somewhere. It is just a continuous line, so they go all the way around the park, or all the way around the zoo. We've got some nice queue walks walking up here. I was going to do it straight down exactly the same as I did with the exit, but I thought hardly anyone's going to be able to have a ride otherwise. I have kept it to £1, the price. Now, let me know if you think it should be free to ride around the zoo, because they are paying, what, £40 to get in? But I didn't want to decide that without you all having a say. So please let me know in the comment section down below if you think the ride should be free, or you think £1 is perfectly suitable for them to pay to get around the zoo. So they do just go all the way around, and then they come over here, and they can get off at Pine View North. Now, nobody's really using this one yet, but I think it's just because there's generally nothing here. So I've kind of decorated it. Oh, perfect, just in time for the rain. Decorated it just a little bit. I haven't gone too overboard, and I've kind of put here what that guests can expect when they come off the ride into this section. I've only done this with this particular ride because I thought you're coming down here and you're just hit with a green wall of leaves. I put that in just to kind of break it up a little bit, and then you follow it all the way around and you come over to Pine View East. I'm gonna wait for it to stop raining. There you are. So this one actually seems to be the busiest one that we have. Now I think I only have, oh, our other pea horse is being born. I think I only have maybe 10 carriages on this, or gondola things. I think I only have 10. And the settings, so what I've done is I've put on any load, because if you put on half a load or a quarter of a load or 3/4 or full or something, what the ride does is it will just sit there until it fills up to that requirement. So I always put it on any load, because otherwise the guests are sat there for ages, there's so many queues, and it just gets a bit messy. So recommend any load as the best particular one. I haven't really touched the timings of this, because the last time I did that, nothing worked. So I think it's probably best if you don't touch anything. This one here, don't block station, I've turned it off. I did have it on at one point, but what that does is it overrides all of this here. So if you have, maybe say like 3 or 4 that's backed up, 3 or 4 carriages backed up, what will happen is if one comes in, it will then say, right, okay, well the next one's got to go, and it won't pick up any guests, because the game is constantly trying to push on to the next station. So I've turned that off for now, but all the guests seem to really like it actually. Yeah, they want to see the view, which is really good. So at the moment we are losing money, like for 3,000 or something, but it's only because they're paying £1. But I think we are making quite a lot of money. We're going to be going into the millions soon. So you've got the duration and the length as well. We've got a maximum speed of 15 miles per hour. It can go down to something maybe like 10 or even lower. But I think 15 is not too bad because you can still see some things and also just keeps moving along. You can change the colours as well. And you can either have like a backwards and forwards kind of one. If you only had 2 stations, it can just go backwards and forwards. And or what we've got is a continuous loop, so it just goes all the way around the park and back again. I really hope you like them. What I've done with these is I've built everything not using grid pieces. Okay, so what that means is, let me just show you. This here, this little hashtag symbol here means grid. And that looks like this. Okay, so you're building on the grid. As soon as I click down, it's going to start putting it in an editing group, and you can only move certain ways like this. If I was to use something like this, then that I can place anywhere I want. I can put it down, I can move it. It's not going to lock onto anything. So this just makes it a lot easier to select it, put it all into a scenery group, and then you can pick up and you can move it around. Whereas when you're building on the grid like this, it automatically gets put into a group, just like this, editing the group. And you have to continuously make sure that you are on and you are editing this group. Otherwise you cannot move it. So if I was to, for example, click on this, and so that's my group. And if I was to cancel this and pick up another one here, see what I mean? You cannot add it to that group, which is a bit of a strange thing. I'm not really sure why. So then if I click on that like that, it creates its own group. So this is 1578 and this is 1579. Now if I was to try and select this whole thing, I can move it, but I cannot duplicate it. When I duplicate it, it will only duplicate one group. So that is not very good for wanting to do things like this. So that's the reason why I built this whole thing using off-grid pieces, because you can just click on it like that, and then you can duplicate it like this, and it all comes with you, and it's just easy. You're not building the exact same thing from scratch on every single station. If you want me to put them on the Steam Workshop, then please let me know and I will do. That is no trouble at all. I can do that for you all. This is where I would like the giraffes to go. So I think we're going to put the giraffes in for this episode. So they're going to have this whole big space here, which will be really cool. Over here, I have kind of put the ride where I wanted to put the Okapi. So we may have to just shift some things around. So I'm thinking the Okapi can go here, and then we can put maybe like another path in that kind of curves around, and we can have the African wild dog here and the D-hole in this section, and then we can move on to the big cats. The rides do kind of make a mess of plans, but it's okay. We're just going to go with it and everything is going to be great. I'm not going to put a staff building or a inside covered area for these ones because it will be absolutely huge, because the giraffes are obviously really tall. And there's a lot of buildings going on over here anyway. I'm kind of broken it up here with a little bit of a river and some decorations, but I really don't want to put too many more in. Plus there's a lot of staff buildings with quarantines, keeper huts and staff rooms in them at the moment, so I don't think it warrants another one. So what we will do is we will try and build some sort of shelter for them, but I'm not entirely sure what it's going to look like yet. It's going to have to be pretty big and pretty tall because of the animals that we're going to be putting in here, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. So I will let you pause and you can have a little read up on everything. I'll scroll down as well so that you can see it all as well. They do want a lot of space. I'm really hoping this area is going to be big, or big enough for them anyway. So 4 males and 8 females. Guests cannot enter the habitat. They are confident with humans, so that's okay. And they do only have 1 offspring per mating season. Now I am thinking That's going to be about 1,000 square meters. Now, I am wondering if we just start off for now with one male and one female, then what we can do is come back and see if we have enough space to put in another female. Because if we put in 2 females, that means 2 babies, and then we'll also have a male. So that's over 2,000 square meters. So I'm not sure, we shall see. So let's start putting in the giraffes, and buying them first of all, because we don't want another thing where I say we're going to go build the habitat now and we actually haven't bought any animals. Let's scroll down to reticulated giraffe. Okay, so we're going to be spending some credits. So the only male that we have, so we will click this one. Very good fertility though, so that's really good. How much did that even cost? I didn't even look. Okay, so we do have, oh no, but they're quite a lot older, aren't they? I don't really want to be spending 1,000 conservation credits. One that's 22.5 years. I know it says that they're easy to reproduce, but what if we don't necessarily get enough time with this particular giraffe? But then this one's 50%, that one's 33%, and that one's 50%. I mean, this one's better, 9.5, and it is the youngest. Let's just refresh and see. No, okay. Oh, I don't think we're going to be lucky, everybody. I think we're going to have to go with what we've got. I think it's going to have to be this one. We're just going to hope for the best. Okay, so we've got our males and we've got our females. So let's put in them in the quarantine area here. And we will go ahead and start building the habitat. Okay everybody, we have now finished our giraffe habitat and they're looking really good. Look at the textures and stuff like that on them. Like, that's so cool, isn't it? Very pretty animals. My goodness, I thought the keeper was an animal jumping over the fence then. That scared me. But yeah, looking really good, both of these. So we've only got one male and one female in here at the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure whether this area is going to be big enough for any more, unfortunately. We'll see. What we will do is when they have a baby, because they only have one, is just double check to see how much land that they have to navigate around with the baby as well. Oh, they've only got 74 hard shelter. I might need to make that a little bit bigger in a second. But yeah, this is our habitat. So we have the little children's area for them to spot the giraffe picture for their little checklist. I have gone through and also done the same for the ones that I've forgotten, but look, let me show you these. Look how cute they are. So these are the red panda ones. Now they don't have flat ones like they do with the giraffe like that. Oh look, it's poking up over there. That's a bit scary, isn't it? So they have these ones here. Look how cute they are. So I just thought I'll put one there, and there's another one over here just for the little kitty winks to look at. Yeah, I think I might actually move this because it does look a little bit frightening poking out through the trees, doesn't it? Let me just move this over. There you are. Cover it slightly. This is their habitat, so it's nice and big, nice and open as well. They've got a little bit of a water area, they've got their enrichment sprinkler as well, and they've also got a couple of feeding areas as well. They do quite like long grass, so I have left quite a few of it, or quite a bit of it in, but the guests have a nice little viewing area here as well, and they've got all their kind of education points and things like that. Then we can come over here and we also have a viewing area up here as well. I do need to put little supports underneath. Ignore that looks like that. I do need to fix that with something. I'm not really sure. Oh, rocks, that might help. Let's do that now actually. There you are, just kind of filled it up there, so that's always looking good. So we have a little food enrichment here, so the keepers can fill that up with hay or whatever it is that they like. They don't really like a lot of enrichment, if I'm honest. We've already maxed out the research for the giraffes, but yeah, they really don't like a lot of stuff. So there's not a lot for them to do in here, but I think they quite like it. So yeah, looking good so far. Let's just have a look at the view. So the guests can come around here. Just like this, and I've put in another kind of little giraffe kind of statue area here just to fill this area up. There wasn't really much I could really put in there. I was thinking about some like food and drinks and stuff, but the queue wouldn't have been that big. I've put that in there, and we come up here, and then this is the view. I'm thinking this is pretty good, to be fair. So they can come and stand over here as well and have a little look at this section, and then over here we've also got the education point, so they can throw food in if they wanted to, and everyone can kind of stand along here. But yeah, I really like this habitat. I hope you guys do as well. We'll move this rock that I've just placed under, just like that. But yeah, so what I am also thinking is maybe making this into a little bit of more of a food area. Okay, so I think I'm going to call this episode a day. I will go through and edit the height of this and put some kind of supports in here, but I really do hope you liked this episode, and give the video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.